today, what we are going to do is to talk about hindrance. What are hindrance and how we can see the hindrance? When you want to walk, that itself is a hindrance because you are not able to walk. Meaning, hindrance as in that you are lost while walking. Let's say while eating, you are not able to remember that you are able to find out what you are eating. We just eat. That's a hindrance. Then when taking bath, we don't know we are taking bath. That's a hindrance. So we have hindrances in everything. Not that you need to just sit and wash the breath or whatever is a hindrance. Any activity where a person is unconscious of that is a hindrance. It can be any activity like working in a job or whatever you're doing is a hindrance. Meaning being unconscious is a hindrance. Now let's understand what is this conscious and what is this unconscious. Conscious means that you are aware how things are happening, how it is shaping up. Unconscious means default networks where you don't have to know what is happening. Just like I just walk. Now we are in Sleeper Avenue, so there's nothing to see. I just keep on walking, thinking so many things. And I don't know how far I've gone walking, and then I just turn back and then I come back. So it's literally an unconscious experience. So I am literally dreaming. So anything that involves dream state of the mind where there is a default setting, everything is default. You want to take a bath, we just go to the washroom and we pour water, a shower water or through bucket or whatever kind it is separate, but we have no idea we have taken a bath. While we are wearing the clothes, we just take some cloth and just pull it over. Then you want to sit in the car, again the same. So all these unconscious experiences is an hindrance. Okay. So it doesn't matter whether you're sitting for 1 hour meditation, half an hour meditation, closed eyes meditation, open eye meditation, or whatever that can be called as it's just a concept. It's got nothing to do with that. Now let's come to the point. What is awareness? What is that I'm supposed to be aware? There are two kinds of awareness. One is a awareness as in conditioned. That's this house, this is my house. That's a conditioned awareness. So I don't have to be necessarily every time check, oh, is this my home? Is this my home? Is this my home? So I blindly come to this house. If I move from this home, then once or twice I need to understand, oh, that's another home I need to go. And then after some time, it becomes second nature. And this kind of awareness is what is termed in Buddha Dhamma as vijnana, without knowledge. No knowledge of what originally it was supposed to be. So you just take something which is not true as true. That means now we are at 103 Sleeper Avenue and tomorrow we might be somewhere else. And that becomes our home, and then that's it. We taken, let's say, if it is like a row house like this, and tomorrow you are on a apartment building, and then you just press whichever floor, just go there. That's it. So basically, we are doing sleeping or rather dreaming from morning till evening, and then when we go to sleep, we are having a dream. So extension of a dream state is what is called as unconscious existence. You're literally unconscious of all that is happening in your life. And I presume that that's what it's all about. So basically, we are having just a dream state of mind. Like we went today, wherever we went, if we are not aware where we went, it's still a unconscious existence. So awareness means that you know exactly what is happening. Meaning, now let's break this word aware, because that's what sati is. Aware means your breath, body, body movements, place, conditions associated with that place, everything is known. It might look overwhelming. How can somebody know all of this? Yeah, it's second to nature, like what has become second to nature, which is just conditioned consciousness. You just conditioned it to believe that this is so and so. Okay. So let's say, take an example where we went to Google. The experience of Google is conditioned consciousness, because you're conditioning yourself that is Google. So when you see the lawn, it's Google's lawn. When you see that board, it's Google. Then you went to lunch, it's Google. So then everything is Google. So then you get raga, dvesha, moha, because that Google is a moha. Then you have raga because you like to be in Google, or that something is not worked out well. So I hate Google, or I might like Microsoft, or I might like Apple, or whatever it is. So let's say we were to go to Microsoft and they were to allow us for the same thing what we did, then we'll have another experience. Then let's say we go to Apple and then they allow us to do what we did in Google, and that's another experience. And then let's say we go to LinkedIn, or we go somewhere else, or any of the high tech organization we find in the Bay Area. If we go there, we believe there's a Bay Area, we believe these IT companies are real, and then we just go doing our thing. That state of existence is Mara, or that is what it dies. How? We went there, we came back, and that's gone. Now you can't, except in dream, you can't experience it any other time. So you can, like what Aryu has put the photographs, you can look at the photograph and relive the memory, but then there is death. There's a dead thing there. There's not, originally, that's not being there. So all those things, what we do from morning till evening, call it by whatever name, like, we had a dal tadka with rice and this and that, all of that is conditioned. There's a condition. You just created something, and that's unreal. So anything that is conditioned to be true is unawareness. You're not aware. So the first thing we need to understand is that why we are not aware is because of 5 hindrances. One, I get a doubt. What doubt will I get? Is this method going to work for me or not? That's the first doubt I'm going to get. And that doubt can consist in, or it can condition in various different ways, manifest in different ways, because I'm not able to get it. Like we were trying to see, can I see walking and the whole world starts to move? That means the senses starts to move and you don't have anything to do with it, so it becomes very light. And that's not happening. Why it's not happening is because there's something which is already booked in the mind. So when I say, please look at that, it's trying to look at some object there. Oh, is that the grass I need to look at? Or is that something he's talking about, or the a pavement I need to look, or I need to look at the shoulder, or should I look at this and that? So many different thoughts are arising. Each thought is like a cloud. So when it clouds, I have no idea what I'm supposed to be really looking at. Like what Vrinda is saying, if I sit, I'm able to do it. If I walk, I can't do it. Means there is already a burden. So which is an hindrance. Because now I resign to it. Not that she should not do it, or like in the case of Chirag, he feels that if he's walking, then he gets that pleasure. He can do that. And Aryu, if you want to do something else, you can do it. But then later you need to change it, because it should be done in all the posture. So basically, in whatever you're working, you should become aware. It can be anything. It can be eating, it can be walking, it can be sitting, it can be standing, it can be eyes closed eyes, it can be open eyes, it can be whatever we can call it as. But still, it's conditioned. So two things about a consciousness. One is a conditioned consciousness, and another one is an unconditioned consciousness where there's nothing, no conditions attached to it, no strings attached to it. Just like a puppet string, there's nothing to be attached. So the first hindrance we get is my whatever I'm getting, is it correct? Now let's understand this whole process all over again. Now the first jhanic experience is no worldly thoughts exist. So you're forcing the mind to break from the worldly thoughts into some other thought. Now, what are these some other thoughts? Can be anything. I'm sitting here, I'm just watching, okay, this is, what is that? This is touching. So, using breath, which is neutral, I anchor the breath and start looking at what is this? Oh, I shouldn't make it as a sofa. If I create a sofa, it's conditioned. Now the mind will search for sofa. So it loses the breath and then it goes on the sofa. So when the sofa comes into existence, there's no experience except for sofa experience. So it's a waste. So now the question comes, should I always look at the breath? And the answer is 100% yes. So whether you are using mind illuminated book or using some other book or you're using Ajancha technique or using whatever technique, it doesn't matter. What matters is that are you able to watch the breath without letting it go? Why is breath an important aspect? That's another hindrance what we have. What is a breath? Breath is a process. The advantage of breath is there's no viewpoints to that. You can't put a viewpoint. Like my breath is like that. How about your breath? And then he says something else. No. In breath is in breath, out breath is out breath. And there's nothing else you can do with the breath. So, isn't it safe to take something which doesn't have any biases, any opinions, any conditions, anything whatsoever? Because we all breathe. Everyone breathes. It's not that only a particular community will breathe or a particular kind of individual will breathe, the remaining people will not breathe. No, everybody breathes. Now, the second doubt it comes is that, oh, that does that mean I have to do closed eyes meditation to understand the breath? No. You just sit and then you're watching the breath. It's just like you're watching a TV. Now, let me explain to you what really happens. Is that not assuming, it's a fact that this wall, what you're seeing on the right hand side of where you're sitting, where my hand is consider that as a screen, a empty screen, which has no objects there. There's no projector. There's nothing to project. As long as there is nothing to project, it's pure and bright. There's nothing there. Now you have a projector, just like a movie. I have a projector. And when I have a projector, that projects on that screen. So now you have two consciousness. One which is projected consciousness and one is that nothing is projecting. This is just a screen. But there's a light on which it is falling. So let's say the Google experience or that our whatever experience, childhood experience and all of that is in that movie. As soon as it is coming on the screen of consciousness. Okay. Is there a problem there? And my answer is no. As long as that screen doesn't grasp it as mine, no issues. What if that screen starts accepting it is me? That's a problem. So we're trying to make sure that the consciousness, this consciousness, that is the screen consciousness, does not grasp it. And it has an ability to grasp. Why? Because consciousness reflects. Whatever is shown is reflective. What does that mean? It means that if you are called Vilas, and that is reflected, and thus hence it is called as reflective consciousness, meaning consciousness always reflects whatever it is there. So if I believe I am Vilas, meaning that screen believes I am Vilas, nothing anybody can do, because that is what we can say rebirth, because it can be born again as something. Now this time a dog, next time a deva, next time a brahma, next time this. All of those are movie projections. So that movie is changed and another movie is put and now it is a deva. Now that movie is changed and another one put as an animal. That movie is removed and another movie brahma. So it keeps on changing. Which one keeps on changing? The projector light keeps on changing, but nothing happens to this screen. But this screen believes I'm dead. As soon as the movie is removed, it has nothing to project then. It's blank. So that's death. That means it's unconditioned now. When it's unconditioned, there's nothing to project. As there's nothing to project, it is shunya, meaning vacant or empty or whatever you want to call it. So what is Buddha Dhamma as such is to just look at that plain screen. And when you have that plain screen, it's Nibbana, because nothing is getting projected. So I wanted to give you that example. So it becomes very easy. What are you trying to do? You're trying to uncondition the conditioned, because by nature, there's nothing to condition. So what I mean to say is the projector is coming, the movie is played, but unfortunately, the lights have come up. So nothing gets projected on the screen. I'll give an example. You go to a movie, you require darkness. Without darkness, can there be anything called as a movie? And the answer is no. Because that is what is called as avidya, ignorance. The moment darkness is there, it catches. So when you're watching the movie, you become that. So whatever the sound, whatever the sight, whatever the things that are happening on that screen, it'll take you, oh, you start feeling. Now you want the hero to win. Let's say there is a baseball match and that hero is playing the baseball match. Whomever they have projected as a hero. Okay. Whoever is projected as a hero, you want that hero to win now. So you're holding on to see what happens in that movie. But that's a scripted one. How does it matter whether he wins or she wins or whoever wins? I mean, then there's no enjoyment. If you come to see that it's just a makeup, made up, there's no enjoyment. But I would love to enjoy or suffer because it's happening. So let's take another movie, some action movie, some James Bond movie or some other movie. It's created. It's not real. And this creation is sankhara. It's created. Avidya pache sankhara means out of ignorance, I'm glued to that movie screen for 3 hours or 2 hours and I'm worried. I'm worried about what is going to happen to that person, which makes foolish sense, because what happens to that is on the screen which is coming there. There's no person. So when the movie is ending, we all come out and then there's a sweat or there's something and there's action. And when we're sitting in the car, we are just talking about, I think that person should have done it like this. He should have done like that. But who is counting the money? The director is counting the money. And he gets what? He gets Oscar for the movie. But what did you get? You spent money. Now let's put real thing. The going from office house to office is like a movie. You don't have anything to gain, you don't have anything to lose, because just created. I call this person as a software engineer, but he's not a software engineer. I call that person as a tester. I call that other person as a manager. I call another person as a architect, and I call another person as a supervisor. I call another person as a customer. I call another person as so and so. That's the role they have taken. But the consciousness says that no, they are real. You have a real manager. Real manager? Okay, what does he do? He manages me. Okay. And then there's a project. And then, so I'm slowly getting involved into the activity, because if I'm working for Google, the bag what I'm putting, or the some goodies they have given, and then it says Google. So the moment I wear a t-shirt of Google, then I become part of Google. It's just a t-shirt, or it's just a bag or a cap or whatever that is. So there's no Google out there, but still I feel I am Google. So when I have my employee badge, I become that. So there's an attachment. And that attachment is what the Kama Chanda is all about. I really have an interest, a liking to be part of that. If I'm not part of it, that becomes the biggest hindrance for me. So I would like to perform. I can be in whichever company, but I still can do it without getting associated with it. I can, every day is fun life, because I know the movie. The movie is every day there would be some issue, some project issue, deadline issue, some what's my problem? I can do whatever is required in that role. I can just do it, come back. And anyway, they are going to give me salary, irrespective of whether I do it as believing I am the person who is doing it, or I do it without getting attached to it. They both get me the salary only. They're not going to get anything different there. So why should I take that extra effort of considering it is my company? There's nothing called my company. It's just a company. Yeah, I just have to go to work and come back, just like a movie screen. So if I can't see this, the first hindrance is that I'm having sensual interest. That senses, because that sense is blocking me to believe that this is the company. Now, how do I break it? When we went to Google, what did we see? A building. The building is not Google anyway. A building is a building. Now, when we entered inside, did we see Google then? No. There was just a logo called Google where we took photograph. But is that Google? It's just a sticker. Tomorrow, if they sell that building, what happens? And it'll become somebody's, and they put their logo there. Just like we had a company in Seattle by name Onyx, a huge building next to Amazon. This company where I was working bought Onyx. So the first thing they did is scrape off that Onyx. But the building was the same. No longer Onyx exists. So what Amazon did is, anyway they had office next to this, they bought this entire thing, and both taken together, now it is Amazon. So Amazon Web Services became this building, and just an Amazon became that building. So now you have offices next to each other, which is Amazon. And only I might know that, oh, this never was Amazon, it was Onyx. But it's today, if you go to Seattle and you see it, it's Amazon. And you won't even believe that was not Amazon. Why? Because they're just a sticker change. You just changed from that to here. So just, and they scraped it off. They just pulled it and they removed that board and put Amazon there. Over. So all the employees who existed in Onyx gone. All the projects that were done in Onyx gone. And there were how many floors? All the floors, no one is there. Just the building is there. So no person. So when I went into Onyx office, I couldn't find a single human being except for 20 employees whom they had kept out of hundreds of employees who were let go. So that's all what I saw. So if you really see that, the movie script said that a company will be bought and these people will be sent home. That's what they did. They bought the company on so and so date and they exchanged the hands. So the buyer said that, okay, what's your revenue? And the seller said, this is our revenue. Okay, we'll pay this much. And they said, okay, and they bought it, and then that's it. There ends it. So even if I were to think it was real, but how did they sell then if it was real? Like some potatoes or onions, sold it. So, and Google buys so many organizations, and Amazon buys so many organizations, Apple buys so many companies, and every organization buys companies just like they're buying potatoes. So isn't that a good way to see that that company doesn't even exist? So why am I obsessed or worried about where I'm going? It's just a name. That's it. Today there's this name and tomorrow it might become some other name, because you can keep on changing it. Now we put to our personal life. Wife, husband. Same thing. Today A person is a wife, tomorrow B person can become a wife. I can change it. Today A person is a husband and tomorrow a B person can be a husband. Why? I can change it. Nobody can stop me from changing it because it's just created. Okay. So what we are trying to say here is that in this screen, nothing is happening. In the projector, it's happening. So you change the movie, it seems as though that is being done there, but nothing is being done. That screen exists as it is. There's no change. So why am I then worried? It's because I am ignorant. Just like a movie requires darkness, the more the darkness, the better. So that only one light is seen now out of two lights. Only one light is seen. That is projected light. And that's what I'm seeing. So I'm seeing the person sitting in front of me is a husband. And I'm seeing the person sitting in front of me is a wife. And I'm seeing person sitting in front of me is good looking. The person is beautiful. Is like this. This flower pot is good. Or that apple, what we have bought is beautiful. Why? Because that's what is getting projected. So now, why am I not able to see what it is? Is a second hindrance. The second hindrance is irritation, anger, jealousy, pride, can have many connotation, all in the name of Vyapada. There's a beautiful meaning for that. Vyapada, pada means legs. Vyapada means stepping back. You step back, you're going back, meaning you're declining. The consciousness is not able to go forward, it is actually putting on the reverse gear. So when you put a reverse gear, it gets into darkness. So when you have more darkness, it doesn't make even more dark. Dark is dark, that's it. So in darkness, there's threat, there is fear. So when you have threat, it's a perceived threat. There's nothing as a threat. If there is light, you don't have any threat. But the moment you have darkness, you have threat. Because you fear what's going to happen to me. So the reaction is irritation, agitation, worries, and then you can say anger, spite, whatever it can come. Why? Because I am in fear. You are shaking up my whatever I think I hold. So I can't stand it. So this is the second one. So like we went to Google and then let's say the food was not given. I mean, we were late and then and she was hungry anyway. So let's say because she couldn't eat breakfast, what happens? She gets angry because we walked on top of that to that place to realize that they didn't give me food. On top of that, I say, okay, let's go and look at the Google store. No food. First, we'll finish all of that, and then we'll see whether we can. Then we can go because I'm not hungry anyway. Other three people are hungry. That's not my problem. So then she will say, "How selfish is this person?" And I say, "Look, I want to go to Google store." And then what's the choice? Then you three will go to the food, and I will go to the store. Is one option. Is there a Google store? And his answer is no. It's created. Like you were saying that initially that everything was open, now it is they put walls. That's a very clear thing. You can change whatever you want. So in darkness, you don't see it. So she would have got angry if the food wouldn't have been given. She would have been angry, but she might not show it because she is in a place where nobody can do anything, right? So she might have got headache because she didn't eat. On top of that, we are saying we'll walk down back, right? And then there ends the matter. So all of this is the same. So we have, if I have a love or hate relationship with Google, it is Kamachanda. If I have hatredness towards something or irritation, agitation, or whatever that is Vyapada. These two will bring in another friend called Thinamida, sloth and torpor. Sloth is mental sluggishness. Torpor is body sluggishness. It means I eat a lot, like what we ate. Okay, now the body cannot move. I tend to sleep, meaning the body tends to sleep. Now, because the body reaction is such that the mind sleeps, so both added together is a combined thing which is happening that you want to sleep, and when you want to sleep, you sleep. That means you mentally sleep. That means you're awake, but you are just watching something. Oh, okay. That one, and you get bored. Now, if I ask you, let's watch how the steps are or whatever it is. What steps? Which steps? Should I put leg like this or leg like that, or should I move or should I sit? I'm not able to get it. Leave me alone. Okay, that's the third one. Then the fourth one. Because of sloth and torpor, you get restlessness because now you're not getting anything anyway. So you feel this is not the place to be and you want to go home. So you get restless. And after coming back, you feel guilt consciousness or you start worrying, oh, I wasted 5 days over, 6 days over, just like Goenka says, the first day is over, the 10th day is over, like that, and then you get that scare, oh, I didn't achieve anything. And that again adds to restlessness because I didn't get anything out of it. And then the doubt again starts because it started with doubt. Now all the four are not working. So again, you get a doubt. Maybe I should change my teacher. I think so. This is not conducive. This is the five hindrances. So you keep on running like that because it's coming on that screen. So there are two consciousness then. One is an established consciousness, one is an unestablished consciousness. Buddha talks about removing the established consciousness so that you can see the unestablished consciousness. And there is no way in whether you take Vedanta, you take Jain, you take Hindu, you take whatever, they try defining the unestablished consciousness, they get stuck. In Upanishad, this is called as Brahman. Now the question comes, what is Brahman? I want to know. What do you mean you want to know? That is unestablished. That means the moment it gets established, it becomes that movie projector. So what Buddha did is, he never spoke about this. He said, first understand established only. Leave the established. Don't worry about unestablished consciousness. You don't have to define what this screen is. Why are you worried about the screen? You know for sure that light which is coming there will not remain more than 3 hours. That's all you need to know. That movie screen will end, that is, that movie which is being screened will end in 3 hours. And that's it. And then they change to some other movie. Why are you bothered? Now, our life ends like that in 80 years, 100 years, instead of 3 hours. That's all. That's a projector. You will remove that movie once that character is supposed to go away. So, on that day, the husband is dead, because that's what that movie is supposed to be anyway. Like an employee is fired. The employee is fired, but that doesn't mean that that consciousness is fired. That employee is fired. An employee loses job. Why are you worried about it? Employee can get a job, employee can not get a job. But why I should be worried about whether I get a job or I don't get a job? I have got nothing to do with job. In the same way, I am neither married nor divorced. If I am married, I will be divorced. Why? Because it is conditioned. It's nothing anybody can do, because it's a story. In story, fight will happen, love will happen, this will happen, that will happen. It keeps on happening. Now, nothing anybody extra can be done. If you take it personally, you have to suffer, because there's nothing you can do. So the in the Hindus as well as in the Jain, as well as in Christian or in any religion, they call it as God. That screen, which knows everything, all knower, all seer, all this, all that, omnipotent, omnipresent, always present. How? Yes, that's correct. Obviously, it doesn't have anything to do. Whether the movie is played or not, the screen is there. But if the movie is played, it seems as though it is coming there. But you remove the movie, that is gone. So, why am I not able to see this? Is because of these 5 hindrances. Now, the question comes, who am I? And the answer is, you are nothing. That one, that which is projecting. If we know it's just a projection over the consciousness, and that I goes away, if that I goes away, there's nothing to project now, because the projector has been removed, because it's been caught. Who caught whom? This screen caught that, and he said, I don't want to watch any further movies. Sorry, I'm done. You can't keep on playing movies in front of me. So it ends. And that ending is Nibbana. No more movies. So can I now stay like that? Yes. Meaning, you go to Google, no experience of Google. You be in America, no experience of America. You drive the car, no experience of the car. You walk, no experience of walking. You sit, there's no experience sitting. You stand, there's no experience standing. Only know you know that you are there is standing, this is sitting, this is going there, this is going there, but you are not going anywhere. There's no going, there's no coming, no polarities. The polarity is happening in that in that projector. So that if I were to do it in a perfect way, then there is release of the chitta. Chitta means that shines. So the chitta has coloring. So the color is removed. When the color is removed, it has nothing to project now. It's pure and bright. Because the color was appearing on that. So what did you do? It took off that projector light away. So that nothing is projected on there. So when nothing is projected, there's nothing anybody can do. No matter they're dancing or jumping or whatever it is, it doesn't affect this consciousness anyway. So you can now remove whatever you want. Like I was asking all of you to remove this building. You can remove it because it's an established one. How and when and what and all that, if you ask me. Was the building there from the beginning? No, it is constructed. If anything is constructed, can it be destructed? Yes. Now we bought t-shirts. Was Google always there on that t-shirt? No, it is printed. Can you not remove the print from your mind? Yes, you can. A print exists on the t-shirt, but should it extend itself to my mind also? No, there's no need. Then there's no attachment. Otherwise, when I wear that Google t-shirt, I become Google. So I start looking at it, say, how? So nice. Let's say I had a desire to join Google. Now it is met. So the moment I wear a t-shirt, I become that. And when I become that, and then I thank Aryu for taking me to Googleplex. And I feel you're so fortunate to be in Google. Now let us say if you want to quit also, I will pray to you that don't quit. Because you're breaking my heart. This idiot wants to quit, but I want to join, I can't join. It's like that only life. Who doesn't want, they get it. Who wants, they don't get it. So today when I saw the building, I felt should have been in Google. Let's say. So then I slowly send you my resume. Just walk through it. Now, just see if something can be done. Right? So while I was having food, let's say I feel, and I seeing so many Indians there, and so many people from Karnataka, and they're talking in Kannada. It makes me feel like home. And that other table where they're sitting and talking, I was hearing in Kannada. See, the ear goes and takes that. It's established there. It's not established in with what you are doing. It's established to the Kannada channel, as though I know them. And then what happens? I would finish my food, desperately feel like talking to them. And then I go and ask from which part of Karnataka are you from? And let's say they speak in English, reply back in English, even though I asked in Kannada. I feel, they come here and they change themselves to English. And then again I pester them in Kannada. They again give me in English. So I feel irritated. Then I tell them, you should not leave your cultural thing. They didn't ask me, but I will volunteer because it's appearing on my consciousness. They ate, they went, but I am suffering, right? Then I give a call to my wife. I'll say that, look, you know what happened? These people, they came here to US, they became Americans. You see, you and me, we keep our culture, we keep our tradition, we speak in Kannada, etc., etc. I'm a proud Kannada person. which is appearing where? In darkness, which is avijja. So, are you a Kannada person? Who cares? Are you a Tamilian? Who cares? Are you Hindi? Who cares? Why? Because it just created. There's nobody called as Gujarati or Marathi or this or that or whatever it is. There's nobody, there's no Chinese, to be honest. It's just a sticker attached to it saying that this is Chinese. Because there's a language. You just create something to correspond. And that's it. That play that game. What is there? Yeah, I'm Chinese, so what? But internally there's no Chinese. It's like that screen. No Chinese, no Indian, no American, no this company, no that company, no this sleeper avenue. Everything is washed out at once. If you do that, then you get the bliss, because that screen is always blissful. This screen is always in pain because something is getting projected. Today we are projecting this, and tomorrow we project that, and who cares what all we project? But that is a witness. So, what Buddha did is, instead of explaining what is that, which is what Upanishad and everything, including Jain teachings, wanted to say, that there is an Atma which requires purification, which is right. It requires. So he did extraordinary thing. He said, Anatma. There's no thing like that. Then your fear starts. If there is an Atma, that means it has to have rebirth. If there is no Atma, there's no rebirth. And there's nothing to clean also. What will you clean that? You remove the movie, that's it, over. Dead. So what Buddha said is that there is no permanent self. The movie keeps on changing. So the movie keeps on changing. How can you have something which will say is eternal? So then there's nothing eternal then. Because as long as that is running, it looks real. Because it's projecting here. Then you change the one movie and again project it there. Another movie, another projection. How do we project? Morning, you project something. Let's say you're projecting as an American. But when you go to office, you project as an employee. When you come back from office and you're playing with your son, you project as a father. Right? And when you go to your ex-wife home, you project ex-wife, ex-husband. And then when you talk to your mother, you become a son. So you project son role, right? And then when you're talking to me, you project student role. And then when you're talking to your students, you play a teacher role. You see, this fun. You're changing that movie and playing it, and you're changing one movie and playing it, and then there is a stress, and that stress is dukkha, because you keep on playing something just to please the other person, which makes no sense. Like I was driving his car. You never gave me your car till date. I'm feeling so sad. I'm saddened that I couldn't drive your car. Anyway, you keep your car, okay? But now I'm, you know, don't take it seriously, okay? Now I'm driving his car, okay? Now you see this fun. Am I driving a car? And the answer is no. Shreyas is there, so don't worry. Yeah. So, am I driving his car? No. Am I really driving a car? And the answer is no. Because if I'm driving a car, then I have to do all the things to prove I can drive the car very well, extremely well, because I need an appreciation, a validation, and so and so. If he is not validating, then I will ask her, because I think Vrinda is very nice with me. I will say, hey, how am I driving? First of all, he doesn't like the way she drives. So now I go and ask her, how do I drive? Perfect. And now we both team up to blast him, saying that you are one person who don't appreciate anything which is good. You'll try to find which is not good. You just find something negative, this, that. And then you sit behind and say, "Mm, not that good," and say, look, you are over evaluating me because the pain I'm taking, right? I'm a car driver now. Think, think this. The movie is changed to a driver role, right? I'm supposed to drive, and it's not easy to drive because I have to do the role correctly. I have to run in that lane, I have to see, I have to put the indicator. And for first few days, if you remember, I was, because in my car the right hand side is the indicator, the left hand side is the wiper. In his car, I don't know which stupid guy actually made that car, it is the other way around. So when I put right, a wiper is coming, on the left it, so I'm playing with wiper, which is irritating to me, that why wiper should be there, but I can't do anything. So I'm playing whose role? A driver role, because I'm driving. So I become a driver. So if I bang the car, they catch hold of the driver, not me, the driver, because my role is something different. But in this present condition, is a driver. So they take my license and they say, how can you drive like this? So you pay the fine. Who pay the fine? That person is a police officer. Who? That role, not me or not him. A police officer caught a driver, but why am I worried about it? See, I have to just give some notes to him. So I'll say, okay, here it is. Here is my credit card, and then you can bill it. So let's say he invoices me $100 as fine. Okay, $100 paid. Can I drive now? Yeah, drive. So I got a ticket. 2, 3 times I get a ticket, my license is invalidated. Okay, fine. In future, I have to go by Uber. But why should I get agitated? See the fun. Now, when I'm sitting in Uber, like what we sat today or what they sat, they are passengers, but they are also driving. But as far as the rule goes, they're supposed to be passengers. So then they can demand, hey, you're not driving straight. You're not doing this, you're not doing that. Or like we engage that person in a conversation. He explained, and then even though he stopped here, we couldn't conclude our conversation, and we were conversing, and then we got out. So this is just a drama or a movie per se. If we can understand this, then you are aware that it is just a movie. Just a movie. So you can marry, you can divorce, you can have a child, you don't have a child. You can be in this place, in that place, or whatever it is, just a drama. It doesn't exist. So you lose interest in sensuality. And when you lose interest in sensuality, you become completely aware of everything that is happening around you, because the energy were drained by the senses. Now there is nothing which is being drained. So you feel happy, content. The first time ever you see something called as unestablished. It's not getting established on anywhere at all. So what we tried doing after our lunch session is to cut out the entire thing from your consciousness. That is, you're seeing that grass. So there is an interest in grass. We're seeing that building, and then there's an interest in the building. We are interested in so many things. Why don't I remove the interest? Interest is chanda. You just remove the interest, it vanishes, vaporizes, dissolves, whatever word we can use. Then what happens? The building itself is gone with all the people, and you're happy, just sitting there and watching and watching and watching and watching and watching, what happens? It becomes empty, void of existence. Actually, Google is void. It comes into existence if you create it. If you don't create it, no Google will come. No, like he's working for IBM, that doesn't come. I'm now working, and now I'll stop working. It doesn't matter whether I work, I don't work, or whatever it is, because it doesn't exist. So it's peace. And that peace can only come if we have sati. And to have sati means awareness. That means you're aware you are not that. That means I'm not that employee, I'm not that husband, I'm not that wife, I'm not this, I'm not that. If I cut that off, then it is peace. Because I'm thoroughly aware I'm not that. I'm not that established consciousness, neither I am an unestablished consciousness. Now it will not hold that, but then it will try holding this. And that's the reason Buddha says to Bahia, you are not this, you are not that, you are not in between also. That means it will not get established anywhere. If it doesn't get established anywhere, isn't that the most peaceful thing? And the answer is yes. And that unestablishedness has two aspects to it. One is projection, which is sanya, which is perception. I am perceiving that as Google because of that color or whatever codification which has been done. It's somebody planned it that way. And then I feel, wow, I was in Google. Okay, now I just throw it out. Not throw the t-shirt out. In the mind, throw the t-shirt out. In the mind, throw everything out, because that is junk. That's just nothing there. There's no thing there. So that no thing, when you remove it, it becomes white. Which one? The consciousness, that established consciousness. So that consciousness and this one are the same. You got the point? Now it was colored. Now the color is gone. Right? So you're done. Basically, you have ensured that nothing establishes at all. So, done. Done means there's nothing there. If somebody asks, then what happens? What do you mean what happens? There's nothing there means there's nothing there. And that state of mind is shunya, empty. That means you can ask a question, then who is she? I know Vrinda. What do you mean Vrinda? It's created. I can create it then. But in my mind, no Vrinda exists. Then I see him, you might ask, oh, you mean to say he's not Chirag then? I'll say, yeah, he is Chirag. But it's created. Now, he will do some drama. I'm just watching his drama. Oh, okay. Then I will answer to that drama, right? Now, that's all I can do. Earlier, I used to get agitated. Now, I just do, okay, do your drama. I will also be watching. And then I will answer to that drama. And then, yes, are you? It's a drama. Aryu thinks he's really talking to me, but I know that I'm not talking to Aryu at all. He's created one. So, whatever situation demands, I will do it. Then you get psychic power. What kind of psychic power? You can be able to read everybody's mind now. How? Because you are not reacting. That screen knows everybody. This screen doesn't know. This light doesn't know. But that knows, right? So, I can know what you are thinking. I can know what you're feeling right now. I can know what she's feeling right now. I can know what he's feeling right now. I can do whatever I want now. Because the consciousness is pure. There's nothing in that consciousness. So we can remove everything of 1, 2, 3. But that removal is infinite space. Because the consciousness is spacious. It's by itself doesn't hold anything. And then it goes to the next level. It's infinite consciousness. It knows everything. Meaning it knows it is me as Aryu. It knows that me as Vrinda. Just like they put so and so as that role. So and so as so. You remember in the end of the movie, they put a long list with that music and saying that, oh yes, this we thank the following. Yeah, the credits. So you put that credit, and in that says consciousness has played a perfect role of Aryu, Oscar. To whom? To that consciousness which has played the role, perfect role. And as Vrinda, there's no Vrinda, but she's played a role of Vrinda. And what is Vrinda? Vrinda means a following. Born to a Jain family, doing this, doing that, comes for an MBA, then she does this, and then happens, and then she finds her love bird, and then that bird is called so and so, and the bird became this, and then that happened, and then and then this bird name is Chirag, and that person was doing this, and then they created a movie called Jab We Met, and then so many things happened, and all that happened. So they both, in fact, in a marriage day, if you see, that's the last time they see the video. Have you ever seen after the movie, after they married, will they ever see their movie again? That they would have spent so much money on that set and all of that, and then the video and the photo and all that. After 2 3 years, you don't feel like watching it. Nobody watches because you lose interest. There are other better work to do. But after marriage, you watch it as though, you just want to see, oh, he came, that person didn't come, this happened, that happened. At least in Indian circle, people see. I don't know about your culture, but in general, in India, there's a craze to see your own marriage photograph. There's a big album, around 20 kgs would be the weight. To four people have to actually lift it up, and they have to open up like this, okay, and then you keep on seeing, hey, you remember how you were sitting there every day? That person is sitting. What do you mean? See, on that day it was decked up, right? And the bride looks, wow, from which planet has she come? Because she is painted so much that she herself forgot whether it's me who is there or not. Okay, and the groom with a nice suit and fanfare and some kind of firecrackers and some photo shoots happening, and there's a pre shoot. That means when the girl and boy meet, and then they go to one place and they say, okay, stand like this, we'll take some 100 photos, tick 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 tick, and then you select which one is good. Okay, and like an idiot, they put one TV, big good TV in India, 70-inch TV. Okay, on that this will be played. Okay, he holding hand like this, and she's looking like this in the eye. I think that's the last time they would have done all of that. After that, they see in a different light. Okay, so in the movie, what happens? First year, AMC ends. First year, everybody is loving, loving. Second year, AMC starts, right? So the warranty ends first year. The second year onwards, it is compromise. Because now you don't know what to do with that product what you bought. Because the movie is real, but this movie is a movie. You're playing a role. So if you stick onto the role, you will never suffer. Never. So there's no divorce because you never married. If you marry, you have to divorce. If you don't marry, where will you divorce? If you have a child, you have to take care. What if you didn't have a child? You have another human being, that's fine. Take care of a human being, absolutely fair. But why take care of a child who is not your child in the first place? So, your son, Aryu, if you are able to see another human being, in the next 10 years, he will go away without even caring for you what is going to happen to you. He's on his own. He has his life. He will has his own girlfriend because that's what his story is. And he might marry, he might divorce, he might have one wife, he might have multiple wives, he might have many children, he might have only one child. We don't know. And you're forgotten. What are you going to do? Nothing, basically. But if you drop him off today, what happens? In your mind, not that you shouldn't take care of him, perfectly take care of him, but don't take it real. If you don't take him real, you will enjoy every moment of his existence because it is you as your son. There's no separation. It's you only as that. Just like it is me as you. You got the point. Hence, there is no difference of love for me. It's me only. So, as I suffer, I know you are suffering. So, I want to solve my suffering, which will solve your suffering. And same thing with Chirag or with Vrinda or with any human being. That's the reason I don't feel exhausted. Because it's me only I'm doing. There's no other person. So, if you give me this, it is like you giving it to yourself. Like say you gave me that iPhone. I don't own any iPhone because it is mine. No, it's yours because there's no called yours because I equals you. So there's nothing called I, and there's no you also. There's only consciousness. So from one particular consciousness is going to another particular consciousness, which is both consciousness only. If you remove the person, there's only one consciousness. In one consciousness, you have four bodies now sitting here. So who is who now? No one. It's just a building. I can remove this building, this body, which is consisting of Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. That's it. Yeah, this body is taking space. Where is Ariyu? Not there. Absolutely not there. But Ariyu is there as father. Can you find Ariyu without being something? Try it out. You'll never find. You should designate it. Ariyu as father? Are you as Chinese descendant, now American? Like that. Then it makes sense because then the movie has something to play on. Otherwise, what's there in that? There's no, see, where is Ariyu? You tell me. There's no one called Ariyu. Except you have to say Ariyu as an employee in this organization, then it makes sense because what you showed over there is your ID card, meaning you showed some ID card which had your name. There's no your name, just some photograph which they think it is you. And just behave as though you are Ariyu. So now you are playing the game of Ariyu, right? It's just like I know you are not Ariyu or I'm not Vilas. I just go, okay, I do everything. Now it is fun. I go and buy a perfume, but not for me. I don't require any perfume, or I don't have to buy. So now I got flexibility. I want to buy, I can buy. I don't want to buy, I don't want to buy. It is now requirement based. It's not based upon craving. So there is nothing I am buying actually. So there's nothing to be bought. There's nothing to be sold. There's nothing to keep. There's nothing to throw. It's beautiful life. So this way of seeing is awareness. This is perfect aware. You are aware. You are not that. So you start by watching your leg, which is showing it like a puppet show. So first you should get an experience that just a puppet show, just a puppet show, just a puppet show. So you will get it. Once you get it, you get that bliss. That will last a long time. Meaning, if you get now, tomorrow also you're blissful, day after tomorrow also you're blissful, like that. Then you know how to get the bliss. So then you forget everything. So then you can go to a mall, you don't have to go to the mall, you can walk, you don't have to walk, you can do whatever you want, and the bliss will never go. So now you have found sukha, right? And in another word can be used as ananda, which means bliss. So you're blissful. So now there's no strain because you're not playing any game, meaning you're not playing any role, basically. So these two people can divorce themselves because they were never husband and wife in the first place. So why are they actually struggling in life? Because they are playing a role which they are not. So you either say, you were supposed to do this, you didn't do it, so I'm not going to do this to you. Why? Stupidity. You never got married in the first place to divorce. And now you give up that. The moment you give up that, you start looking at yourself as you. So Chirag would look Vrinda as himself. So he is pained. So there's nothing to compare because he himself is that, because that consciousness is playing the role of Vrinda. And as far as Vrinda goes, she is playing the role of Chirag as in Vrinda's body. So-called Vrinda body is playing as Chirag. So now they both came out of it, meaning there's only one single consciousness, right? There's only one established consciousness. There's no multiple established consciousness. So then it drops off because there is no Rupa. Without Rupa, there can't be any consciousness because there's no Nama. There's no name and form. So the consciousness is, relieved of carrying a role play. This would work only when we have Sila. And the Sila will work when you don't have the 10 immoral deeds. And that will only work when you have Parmi. And the Parmi will work when you have Dana. So that's the starting point. Okay, now you can say, Vilas, I'm giving so many Dana to you, but why it is not working to me? It's not about giving it to me. If you don't have to give anything to me, just make the act of giving. Give up. Whatever you're holding tight, just give up. You're done. Not that you should give me $1,000 or $10,000 or $100,000. That's not the thing. I'm holding my own ego. I'll donate it as dana. Take it. It's gone. So the moment I give up that, just takes you completely 360-degree change because that was never there. I created it. I didn't know how to destroy it. Now it is destroyed. Now you can't put it back. It's already destroyed. Once destroyed, it's destroyed. Over. Now you're relieved of the pain. So the samsara that is turning around like this is gone. So what we were trying to do is only this. That doesn't mean that the Goenka technique shouldn't be done or should be done. That's all name and form. The basic thing is what? Is become aware that you are not that. You're just playing a drama. So that screen, let's say, was a huge screen. It knows everything. The knower. And that small pinhole kind of consciousness, which is throwing out the image, is established consciousness. It has nothing to do with it. Whatever you say, it will take it. You say you are a dirt, it will take it. You say you are a hero, it will take it. You are some idiot, it will take it. But you teach it, idiot means abuse. It will, how can you call me an idiot? Okay, boss, don't get excited. You're not an idiot. Tell me that. Because it knows that idiot means bad. So, through language, it has been taught. Like, in school, when we were going to school. So the way today, the teacher used to say, A for apple. We don't know what's apple. So you show the picture. Now, the mind, what it will do is the consciousness will take this figure and this symbol, and it makes, this is this, and this is this. So it matches. So now you remove this, you put this apple. No, no, Vilas, please understand. A also can have airplanes. Oh, airplane. I don't know what's airplane. Again, show another picture. Airplane. No, Vilas. Again, A means acrobat. Acrobat. I have heard bat. What is acrobat? Again, show another picture. This is acrobat. Okay, now this is acrobat. No, Vilas. A is arithmetic. What matic? Arithmetic. Arithmetic. What matic? I don't understand. Arithmetic. Meaning numbers. Okay. Oh, this A means numbers. It can be used for numbers. You understand? So that child gets hit and hit and hit and hit, and then he says, "What did I explain to you? Tell again." Okay. It cries. And now it is only remembering that. That's all. Another example. Child is born. The mother and the father names it some stupid name. And initially the child is not responding. He doesn't know. So they call. Who is this? Look at who is that? Mama. Mama. Because now it doesn't know what to do, whether it will cry or laugh, because the other people are very seriously watching. So it will look at the expressions. If appreciated, correct, good, it knows, this is pleasant. So the moment they watch, and then, what's my name? He doesn't know what to do. Okay. And he's supposed to be father, right? And you say, "What's my name?" It's even more shaken. And that mother will come, "Don't worry, look, this is father." Right? So after a while, it becomes a habit for it. And then it starts saying, if not, what happens? They take to the doctor, and doctor say, "Look, your child is autistic." Huh? Autistic means slow progress. Don't tell me that my son or daughter is autistic. No, we already told you. What do you mean? Don't tell me. Okay, now they will hold their head like this. What to do? How bad is this autistic? They just say, "Look, your child is just 1 year old now." That means he's 10-year old. You mean to say he's 1 year old? Yes, he's 1 year old. So I met a 31-year-old autistic. His current age is 11. And he would exactly do like 11-year-old. His father and mother are scared. After our death, what is going to happen? Because he's already 31. So I told them, "Don't worry, sir. By 35, he will become a 14-year-old, 16-year-old." Because I talk to autistic people. So I told, "Don't worry. But he will never cross beyond 20. Nothing can be done." So for him, if they send to buy a vegetable, He will act like an 11-year-old. He'll just run. They have to say, no, stop, you have to walk. Then he walks. Why? The brain cannot process it. But the mind has lost its, what we can say, the intelligence. So in the past life, it would have been a drunkard. So it has become autistic. Okay. So now, whatever is their parents are concerned, nobody can do anything. So, whatever is taught to that consciousness, if it does exactly what is required, it is called as an intelligent consciousness. Like you go to the office and you exactly know what to do, and you're very fast and you're very bright and you're very intellectual, means that consciousness which is established, which is coming from there, is perfectly tuned. That means it's learned. So we use that word called as quick learner, meaning that consciousness is able to learn so quickly that it will mimic this original consciousness which is here. It's just mimicking so fast that it doesn't look that that and this are different. They look both are same. That's how it is. Then we say this guy has done IIT or whatever he has done and he's come to States. He did his PhD and so, and is now scientist and lead scientist and all that. Okay, so be it. Who? That established consciousness. So when who dies now? That established consciousness, because his movie ends. No matter whatever he did, like in Steve Jobs, it ended, movie ended, that's all. He might have struggled in his life while he was in Apple. He couldn't sustain. He went out of Apple, created another organization. Again, they took him back. And then he was struggling with Mac. And then he started moving into another direction and then created iPod. And that changed the whole equation. He had to fight a lot with all the music companies to give their songs to him, so that and that killed the CD player. Okay, and that was a revolutionary. Then he came up with another iPod which was looking like a phone, and he used that for iPhone, a music device as a phone for the very first time. And then there were people buying like crazy, and then Samsung came forward to give OLED screens, and now it is history how it started. Now today you get the same product in different versions with some enhancement. Why? Because the genius who created that is no longer existing. So then you have to lead by the previous glories. So there's no innovation now. It's slowly dipping off. There's no innovation. Because what will you innovate? iPad, he did it. iPhone, he did it. iPod, he did it. Mac was his own. What else is there in Apple? There's no new thing coming. Okay, vision, fine. But is it sustainable? Time only can say, because that established consciousness has limitation. You can imitate, that's correct, but you cannot make original. So somebody intelligent comes, does something equivalent to that consciousness and departs. That's it. So this is all what it is. So what is ignorance means that I is an ignorance. I, because there's no I, because that's an established consciousness. So it doesn't appear on this screen. So the movie is done. So if we can stay like a movie, then there's nothing which is happening. So the meditation, when we say I am meditating, it means you are meditating to cut out that established consciousness, because you have to slow down. To slow it down is the breath, because breath is the food for both body and mind. So what we are doing is by watching the breath, we are bringing it down and down and down and down, becomes pixel by pixel now. Added all the pixel is the movie. So now you pixelite it. That means each becomes a centimeter long things, which just a frame by frame by frame by frame by frame. And when you see the frames, you lose interest. That means this established consciousness dies. The movie ends. Now it's only plain light. That is Arhat. If he wants, he'll put on the movie. If he doesn't want, he'll throw the movie out. And one step below is Anagami. He has a movie of Buddha Dhamma he's playing. If that idiot stops that playing that Buddha Dhamma movie, then he is an Arhat. Because he is attached to that Buddha Dhamma movie now. So he can't remove it. He doesn't know how to remove that also. He has removed other things. But he is so in that he keeps on playing that Buddha Dhamma movie. And he's crying all the time because when he sees it, he says, wow, like you. Okay. So he keeps on crying. Oh, such a teacher. But that is also established consciousness. Okay. So now if he drops that off, he is released from samsara. Because that is another samsara. Because he is on the Dhamma, he will be re-established. Again, the consciousness, that light is now getting re-established in a Rupa realm, which is a Brahma realm, and then it stays there. That's it. Because it cannot come into the womb existence because there are no properties that can give it a womb existence. So it doesn't come back. Come back where? To the womb existence. That's all is a change. Otherwise, everything remains the same. I think that's it, what I wanted to say. Any questions on hindrances to what we have done today? What I wanted you to do today is to see, can you see removing that building from the consciousness, removing that grass from the consciousness, removing the pathway, removing that chair where you are sitting or that whatever that bench or whatever you could call it as, where you're sitting, can you remove it? You can remove it. How? This and that are the same. This body and that are the same. If you can see that, yeah, indeed it is the same. So can you cut it off? Meaning, cut this off as this and this as that, the both are gone. So now you don't exist as a sitting. So you feel blissful. Now you remove the building because now that you have done this, you can remove that building also. You remove the building, there's nothing that is existing there. Building remains like this building, but where is Google? Once we entered RU, where was Google? There was no Google. Unless they put a sticker called Google, there was no Google there. So all the products were having a sticker called Google. But can you find Google independent of a sticker? The answer is no. The photograph where we have taken is just a sticker on a glass thing. And we were so happy to take that picture. Not that we shouldn't take it. You should take it, but don't take it as real because it's just a sticker. Tomorrow they can remove from there and paste it somewhere else. And the next time we go there, hey, we used to take photograph here. Where what happened? Maybe they have put it on the other side now. Just like the wall they have built there. So something similar. Because it's just a sticker. You can change whatever you want. Yes, Aryu.
One question. So when you have samatha, the movie slows down,
Yes,
essentially stops.
yes.
But still it has that distorted thing.
For that you have to do the vipassana. First samatha is that you are slowing down the breath. Because breath is mind. Mind uses the oxygen. So you're reducing it, reducing it, reducing it. It brings to like 3 or 4 breaths in a minute. So in a 1 hour, you hardly breathe around 20 breaths because it's so calm. It's not, nothing is happening. Now you can slowly watch what is happening there. Yes.
I guess it's similar to editing software where you stop it
Yes,
and then you can frame.
yes.
So
If that running fast, what will you edit? So first you have to stop that, right? So the movie is playing. So you have to then slow it down or stop it, and then you can edit the movie, part of the movie, whatever you want, you keep it. Whatever you don't want, you can remove it. Or you want to remove the whole thing, you can remove it. Yes, go ahead.
I guess to clearly see how each frame are being.
Exactly. Like on my Da Vinci, now I'm doing all that can be seen, right? So can I not see the Sankhara? Yes, I can because I'm doing like this. So that is Avijja Pachaya Sankhara, right? All the Sankharas can be seen. If I show you the Da Vinci, if I start pulling, the same thing is happening, right? That's all what is happening. There is no person there. You see, that's all what's happening. If you stop there, wherever you're stopping, the mouth is, and at one place, too much of smile. You can cut it off, right? And in another place, you can cut that off also. Then you have a very surprised look, very serious look, smile, right? Like this. And then what? Like a child. Okay. And then what? You tell me what all you want to see, I can keep on making it. Like a serious employee, like a casual employee, like a serious manager. Yeah, can play. If in my office they say, Vilas, please be serious. Smile, no. You can't smile. What's the problem? The movie is demanding you smile, you smile. Hey, it's not a time to smile. Please understand. Be serious. Take one, action. Let's do it. Yes.
I guess giving this analogy, I think reason why you have to have Sila, that in that movie, bad characters,
Yes.
and when they're scared, they cannot get out of the running.
Yes. First is Sila because you know what character to play and what character you don't have to play. So you are being given a role of a lying. Say no, sorry, sir. Thank you. See, we have another for you. This is a beautiful pornographic movie. Would you like to play that? I say no. Sir, we'll pay you $1 million. No, sorry. Why? Don't ask me why. I will not play. Okay. There's one character where you have to be drinking all the time. So we will give you as many wine as you want. No, sir. So you do that. Again, a game. Okay. Just don't do it. Or you go to Las Vegas and say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Some story like that. And you buy in the story. No, why you should buy in the story? What happens in Vegas happens everywhere. So then that's it. Over. You're not taking anything seriously. Like he went to Alaska. You went to Hawaii. Somebody goes to some other place. You believe it's true. No. What he saw in Alaska? Just some snow. And you're sitting on snowmobile is took one death photo. So whenever I see Chirag, okay, and what it would do? Nothing. You went to Hawaii. You're watching something like this. And then what will you do? You went to San Diego. Again, it's the same issue. You went to New York. The same issue. So there's nothing you've been doing. You're just going here, there, but you are not going. Your body is going there and again coming back. So if the unestablished consciousness is there, nothing happens. Like I didn't fly from, even today, Aryo, today's 8th day of my arrival here. I have not flown from my home at all. Even I was not in home to fly. So I'm just there. Not, I'm just witnessing things coming and going, but I am not getting worked up. So I didn't require any sleep on the flight. So I didn't have any jet lag. 22nd went away, 23rd went away, 24th went away. Now we are on 30th. No jet lag because I was not in a jet to get a lag. Over. Like I've been telling, I'll sit, I'll shut off everything. Done. 16 hours, how it went, I have no idea. But I was awake. I'm just sitting like this. Nothing is happening. And when I got out, I got up. There's no feeling like, oh my God, I think it's day or it is night. I'm having a severe headache. Okay, now I have to pretend right now you both are coming, and then I should say, oh, nothing happened. But headache is there. Uh, but still, I have to pretend, yeah, nothing happened, nothing happened. But there's nothing happened, really nothing happened to happen. So in Bangalore, I used to wake at 4 o'clock. Here also, I wake up at 4 o'clock. So it makes no difference to me whether it is Bangalore 4 o'clock or San Francisco 4 o'clock. Sorry, Mountain View 4 o'clock. Doesn't matter because you didn't travel. That means that established consciousness was not there. That established consciousness is moving from Bangalore to SFO. So what if that established consciousness itself is not moving? Nothing happens. But you have to do everything, whatever is required. So you do play the game.
You stop the movie.
Yes, I stopped the movie completely for 16 hours. No movie. As soon as it took off, and there were a lot of commotions of they're giving me towel and this and that. So I waited for 1 hour. Let's say not full 16 hours, 14 hours at least. Silence. 14 hours of non-stop sleep, but awake. Not I'm just closing my eyes like this and I'm sitting like this, but nothing, just watching the breath and it stops. So I had, if I had count, it was 4 breaths a minute. So 30 minutes or say 1 hour, 60 minutes, 6 into 4, 240 breaths total. That's it. And I can just keep on seeing, endlessly staring. So the eyes are dilated. That's the reason in the car I asked him, I said, my eyes are dilated. And he said, no, you're not dilated. Something he said. I said, okay. And he said, I can't see in your eyes or something. I said, I'm wondering, okay, fine, no issues. Each person says whatever they want. In fact, in the car, I told him, people say my eyes are dilated. They don't move. Because I keep on staring like this forever. I can keep on staring at you without moving anything. And she showed the photograph of Osho's. Yeah, Shreyas, go ahead.
So
Come.
when we're doing that exercise, right, like boredom takes over. So boredom is mental sluggishness, right?
Yes.
So how to tackle that? How do you tackle that? What to do
No.
when boredom?
You have to find an empty spot. Like I had booked both ways. I have booked 20B. That is the first seat. Okay. That means opposite to that, there's no human being. It's just a board. So what I do, I'll just point in the center and I just make that as my meditation object. Okay. Then I watch there, but watch the breath. Because if you start watching the breath, it will go somewhere. You watch that. You have to watch that item, not the breath. It will automatically come back to breath. So there's no boredom. If I watch the breath, you go to sleep because there is nothing to watch.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what I do is I here now there's a curtain there. It's a white one. So I just put a center of this curtain. I'll make a center. So somewhere I'll make the center so that I don't do like this or do like this or whatever it is. Just a center, and then make your eyes slightly low, like this. Then wait. Then the breath takes over. When the breath takes over, you're done. No struggle.
Okay.
Then there's no boredom. Only thing you might get is 5 hindrances. The first hindrance, am I seeing properly? The first hindrance. Okay. The second hindrance, I think I should be seeing there. I see there for 1 minute, then I'll see there for another minute. By the which time that air hostess is walking by. Okay. And after that, some other person is walking by. Okay. So it is uncentered, right? I have to center it. I have to center it and see it. So that is a Kamachanda came. Then I'm irritated, Vyapada. Then I feel, "Oh, I don't think I can do this. Let me go to sleep." Then I see, you know what happened? I forgot to tell you this. First thing that one of the fellow in that airline, he came with a drink. I'm the first person, right? 20, 20 A, 20 B, on two seat, 242. So he came. So what drink can I make for you?
Make for you. Okay.
So it's very good. Make. He's going to make. Okay, make. Oh, what all can you make? So we have whiskey. We have wine, and then he said we have beer. No, I don't. I don't take alcohol. Oh, sorry. Then we have orange juice and apple juice, etc. So I said. Then he said, "Sir, we have another special drink for non-alcoholic people. It is Bloody Mary." I said, "Okay, Bloody Mary, whatever theory, oh, you give me. Let me take it." It was full of salt. I couldn't drink it. Then I said, "Can I have orange juice?" He brought orange juice. I drank, and he took it away. Then I was sitting. And in fact, in the afternoon, did not have lunch. Just wondering when will they give lunch. Because I was hungry also. So then 4 o'clock, they gave me lunch. And the 2 o'clock was our takeoff, 2:10. It took off at around 2:30. So then 1.5 hours I had to wait for that lunch to arrive. After lunch, cut off. So it landed at 4:20 this here. That means 40 minutes earlier than the
Estimated.
estimated. So the basic was, I think I would have done that for 13 hours without and I'm walking also because my leg room was less. So I was walking with, again, watching like this. And then now I made my eyes below, which I was showing to them today. So just made them below. Just keep on walking and again come back again. So it will become like, going like a pendulum like this. So so the mind doesn't get occupied in anything.
Okay. Got it.
Otherwise, it will turn boredom. Why? You are right. Because if you try doing that, it will get bored. And if you get bored, it will go to sleep.
Yeah.
That's the only thing it
That,
knows.
that seems to be my main problem. So like anytime I just try to close my eyes and like try to watch the breath, I get bored. But when I'm trying to do open eye, I think it works for some time. But then again, it gets off.
No, for unsymbolization, what you need to do is you need to make like this white curtain, whatever blank screen is there, you have to practice that blankness.
Got it.
without symbols.
Got it.
So the best thing was, see, if I had taken a back seat, okay, then the TV screen is there. Something or the other will be there on the screen. So you can't make it
Correct.
blank. So
Correct.
looking at that, I took this because there is no TV screen there. And
Nice.
and the TV screen is below. That means you have to pull this up and then see it.
Okay, 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 okay.
Okay. So anyway, I'm not going to see anything.
Correct. Nice.
And I had an unfortunate problem is that the next person who was sitting next to me is an Indian and he's watching all kind of TV programs. So and he has kept the TV like this. It's almost like I'm seeing it. So now I have to cut it off. The eyes will slowly go there. I have to again cut it off.
Nice.
Yeah, your question is good. What else? So shall we end? Okay. Fine then. We'll meet tomorrow. Good day.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.